What is going on, everybody? It is me, Christopher, back again, dropping another little video. As you guys can see, I am back again here on the tread. And gonna give you guys another video like this. It's been a few days now, huh? But I woke up today. I woke up pretty good. Um, woke up feeling a little bit tighter, physically, as in like my body. Um, I've come back to training, so like now I feel like my body's using the glycogen more. It's using the carbohydrates a little bit more efficiently, and I just feel like better. Both can't talk. Both physically and mentally. And I would arguably say the mental aspect is even more important, but it's kind of correlated for me, honestly. Um, because it's weird, man. If I feel like my body is like going down, sometimes I get in my head, like I start thinking like I'm letting myself go, I'm being lazy, I'm being like, you know, unhealthy. And sometimes that's not the case, like maybe if you get an injury and you can't train and your body comp is starting to go down, you might get in your head and think like I'm worse or my value is less because my body is less than it once was or whatever. Or like say you were taking testosterone, or you were taking anabolics, and then you come down to a more base level of, let's just say, test, or like you even go off and you PCT, and then you're natty, and then you feel like, bro, like I don't look as good, I don't look as full, the veins aren't maybe as crazy because maybe you were running like a DHT kind of compound, whatever it might be. It's easy to get in your head, it's easy to start thinking like, man, like I'm less than, I'm because you place so much value in it, especially because the line between um obsession and like, well, I don't know how I was gonna go with that, but either way, like the line is fine in the sense that if you really care about something, like let's just say your body, because the gym is so correlated with also the way you look, if you start going down performance wise, or like you start going down even comp wise, if you actually really care about this, it's gonna weigh on you a little bit at the very least. Like you have to be built like differently to let it not affect you. Because even myself, I like to think that I usually am pretty good at handling kind of like the fluctuations of, like, I guess you could say, material things, aka the way you look. But like even for me, man, like it's still it can still weigh on me. So if you're going through something where you can't really train, or you feel like like your comp is kind of going down, or maybe you attach a lot of value to, or a lot of self-value to the way that you look, or by the way that you look, um please, man, like I'm just saying it, and I know that words are just words, so this might not hit you. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to actually feel it and believe it. But like I just want to say, man, like my heart goes out to you, and like I genuinely know what you mean or what you are feeling, because you know one of the things I noticed for myself too is like if I'm spending time on social media, like while yes it can be very inspirational, it can also be very draining in the sense that it's gonna, because you're getting so much influence and you're seeing so much physiques, you're seeing so much people, you're seeing what people are doing, what people are not doing. It's very easy to get caught up in the storm of, oh shoot, like I'm not doing enough, or oh I'm doing too much, or oh I don't look a certain way, or oh, like what if I did it that way. And that's one of the things about social media is like, because there's so much different ways to do something, you almost then start thinking, am I doing it right? And truthfully, to be honest, like you don't really know that until you actually do different things. So it is a very much experimental type of thing. Like training, for example, like someone might train lower volume, and then another guy might train higher volume, and the guy who trains lower volume might get better gains on lower volume, while the guy next to him doesn't get as good of a gain from the lower volume. And that's not to say that lower volume doesn't work. It's just to say that maybe for that guy's body, that guy's, metabolic processes and the way his muscle fibers respond to resistance training and all of that, it might just not be for him, you know what I'm saying? It might just not be for him. So, look, man, I'm trying to say is don't get too caught up in your head. Try to have different things that you enjoy, that you attach your value to, or not even attach your value to more so, but just like, you know, things that are greater than just like, oh, my physique. Like, what do you stand for? What is your, like, I guess, moral compass? Like, do you care about your integrity? Do you care about being honest? Do you care about being, a loving, caring, kind individual? Because that stuff, nothing can ever take that necessarily away. Like, you can be dying and you can still be a kind person, unlike if you're like if you just attach it to something material, something that is very, I guess you could say, transactional, or maybe not transactional, that wouldn't be the word, just more like something that is more, that can change. Like when I'm like 90 years old, let's just say, I'm not going to be able to like squat 500 pounds. I'm not going to be able to, bench press, incline bench over 275. Like, that's why I got to be grateful for it right now, because it's like one day, like, that just won't be the case. It won't be the case. So be able to push your body, to be able to take your body to the next level, push past your limit, whatever that might be, because it is very relative. That's something to be thankful for, man. So that's another thing. Being grateful. That's something that you can't take away. So that's kind of what I want to say about that. Um, yeah, guys. I'm chilling. I actually woke up today in a really good mood. It's why I'm filming. Actually, I just woke up and I was like, man, I feel good. I got like 6 hours of sleep, 6 quality hours, I should add, and I feel really, really good. Um, I was seeing that video with Flowers of Evil and Blood on the Tracks. You guys seem to kind of enjoy that. It got a little bit more traction than some of my other videos, and it's very nice, very, very cool. Um, I'm kind of thinking, do y'all want to see more book reviews? Because like I can review some stuff. Like if you want me to review shows or like mangas, like please let me know. Because I'd be more than happy to film my personal opinions and kind of takes on certain things. Like over here, I can't really show you because I'm right now like, I have my phone posted up on the window, but like to my right, I have like some like Funko Pops on like Kaiju, Nishiki from Tokyo Ghoul, Trunks, Pan from Dragon Ball GT, Heiza Sasuke, and of course Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Um, Down here, I have my Chainsaw Man box set, my Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Rebox sets, and back there, as you can see, if you can, um, I have some other books. Tetsuki Fujimoto's books. I really love his books. I mean his manga. Sorry, I really love his mangas, man. Like something about Fujimoto resonates with me. Um, I like his art as well. There's just a distinct vibe to it. Um, but yeah, man. Speaking of which, Chainsaw Man. What is my opinion on Chainsaw Man? Honestly, bros, Chainsaw Man, arguably for me, one of the best modern day shonens, and just shonens in general, but like one of the best modern days in my opinion. And that's kind of crazy, you feel me? Because I didn't think I was gonna like Chainsaw Man when I first kind of knew about it. because in my mind I thought, oh, modern day shonen, it's, you know, it's cliche, it's corny, it's cheesy, whatever, or like it's like dumb, run down water. It's watered, you know, because I was in the mindset of like, you know, older is better, as in Dragon Ball Z, uh, Naruto, uh, what else? Those are the big ones for me because those are the ones I grew up on. Like I don't know if you guys were around, but like back in like around 2010, 2015, well, not 2015, 2010. So I'm taking you guys way back if you're like my age, right? Because if you're older than me, then okay, obviously like I'm still a kid. But like if you're like younger than me, like maybe you're like in high school, you might not remember this, but if you're like in college, so like around my age group, Gen Z, kind of the older Gen Z. You might remember, but back in 2010, 2011, we had this side of YouTube where there was a lot of AMVs. Like you had like Naruto in the bridge fight with Orochimaru. You had like the Orochimaru theme song, but you had like Dragon Ball Z with like a crazy edit. This was like before this was like before hard styles and whatnot. Like this is like OG YouTube AMVs and stuff with like maybe the guys like remember those like YouTube videos where like the intro would start with like the guy's name, like it was like XX underscore Y2KX unicorn or something, like just something random, and it'd be like on like that white letter with like the the blue backdrop, and like then it would segue into like the AMV, and like maybe the guy is like having some like crazy like side trance type music in the back. I don't know, man. I don't know if you remember that, but those were the days. Those were the days, man. Um, but yeah, back to what I was saying. Chainsaw Man. You know, so in my mind, I thought that the older shonens, those were the crazy ones. Those were always going to be peak, and that the modern days could not compete. But I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong because I also enjoyed Demon Slayer a lot as well. And kind of Demon Slayer Loki was like the first modern day shonen. I guess you could say Tokyo Ghoul, but Tokyo Ghoul is technically a seinen. Um, so I can't really say it, but you know, besides Tokyo Ghoul, let's just say I thought I wouldn't really like the modern day stuff. But dude, I've watched Chainsaw Man. I've read all of Chainsaw Man. It was just that good. Uh, I've seen Kaiju. I've read all of Kaiju number 8. Demon Slayer. I read all of that as well. Um, and I gotta say, man, like the modern day shonen is a vibe. You know. Now I did see, as you guys know, Jujutsu Kaisen, and I thought Jujutsu Kaisen was kind of I. Honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen was for me like what most people, or I should say, Jujutsu Kaisen for me was like what my presupposition was about modern day shonen. So it was like kind of like honestly a letdown. Like I didn't really feel like I connected too much with characters because it was just more about fights, more about, you know what I'm saying, advancing the plot, using the fights, but not so much diving deep into characters, character analysis, character psychology, character, you know, I don't even want to say development because I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of heat for saying that. But like to me, bro, it just didn't really feel like the characters had that much character development. You feel me? It kind of just felt like the plot was just moving forward, but we weren't really like given um, deep like you know like I guess character development. I don't know what else to say. And I'm sorry if that offends you. I'm really sorry if that offends you, bro. Please like you know, like you might love Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's cool. I have no heat for Jujutsu Kaisen, but it just wasn't really like my type of shonen. Because for me, when I watch shonen, I love when it's just like deep, bro. I love when it's crazy. I love when it gets like, you know what I'm saying, very intense, very emotional, very just like, yo, what's he about to do? Bruh, like, how could they do this to my boy? Like, how is he like this? Why is he like this? All of that, you know. Um, and so yeah, but Chainsaw Man, I'd give it a solid like 8. especially the public safety arc, which is the first part of Chainsaw Man, because the second is when Asa, um, Asa's her name, right, guys? Like the girl who's like loner, and she's like Denji's like, you know, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but like the girl who we're introduced to in the second part. If you know, you know. But anyways, yeah, I thought that wasn't as good. I thought part one was way better. Just the craziness of it, just the crazy like build up, everything, everyone, and if you know, you know, the ending of part one is just like absolutely peak, bro. Absolutely peak. I can't even cap. I cannot even cap. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, man. So I think I'm gonna leave it here. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of another video like this because I really do enjoy just kind of like shooting the shout with y'all. If you know what I'm saying, man. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like this little vid. Christopher is signing out.